Hello and welcome back to another video. Yesterday I purchased my first proper watercolor set, so today I'll be doing some swatch tests and trying out these paints for the first time. This is the 12 color Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolor set, and I totally butchered that, but these are some Japanese paints I got from Eckersley's for about $30 on sale. They're non-toxic, light, fast, and quite opaque for watercolor, and the texture is really buttery, and the box says you can use them like gouache, but personally I think I'll be watering them down like true watercolor paints, as I have plenty of gouache in my collection already. The colours included in this set in order are red, rose madder deep, cadmium, scarlet, lemon yellow, sap green, viridian, ultramarine, indigo, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, black and white. As you can see, the pans for each colour are quite large, which is great if you love to use large brushes. They also can easily be removed from the box if you want to while using them. What I didn't show is that in the lid of the box there's also a chart for you to swatch the colours, which I think is great, being able to have that reference in the set packaging. The paint has a great texture to it, and using my watercolor mop brush, it's so easy to manipulate on the page, particularly for washes, which I am quite excited to have a go at experimenting with because I don't really tend to do a lot of that with my gouache. The colour range is great too, and I personally really love the rose and viridian pigments the best. So that is all 12 watercolours in my Moleskine watercolour notebook, and now we're going to try doing a painting. I have never done a watercolour painting before, so this is completely new territory for me, and as you can see I had a bit of trouble with some of the colours, especially with bleed. I didn't quite know how long to leave between layers, and you know, it started to get a little bit muddy initially, but this is, you know, the whole point, starting to learn something new, using something different, and I overall really ended up liking a lot of different aspects of this. The paint went on so smooth and so well, and I was genuinely surprised by how well I was able to layer this white. I was really skeptical especially over the black sections, but it seemed to layer up pretty well and quite opaque for a watercolor, which was really surprising. I think using these paints again next time, I would probably start with the background first and really get those washes underway and to a richness of color that I wanted. I think it would have been great if it was a bit more saturated rather than the more mellow color that I ended up going with, but overall I'm really pleased with how this illustration turned out. It came out way better than I thought, especially since I've never used this medium before, but I was really inspired to do something cozy and warm, and I think, you know, with the little cotton and the jumper, it turned out quite well. I finished it up with some Prismacolor pencils, some ink outline, and then just touching up with some Posca pens to add some finishing touches, and voila! And I'm, you know, not mad about how this turned out. I'm pretty happy with my first watercolor painting, and I hope you liked it, and if you have ever used these paints, let me know in the comments what you thought, and yeah, thanks for watching.